I'm just looking over my Sunday school lesson for next Sunday, and it says I'm supposed to teach on Proverbs chapter 1 through 31. I'm like, okay, let's see how we can condense all these chapters into a little lesson. So I'm going to work on that, and the dogs are going to work on getting a little early morning nap in, and we'll get this week started.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Just now walked into my office today and got some things to clean up from yesterday, and just still praising God. It's a beautiful morning in Clinton. Sun is shining, birds are singing, woodpeckers are pecking, and it's just a great morning this Monday morning. Thanking God for another good Sunday. And I mentioned I was in my office. I actually got a message last week from a preacher on Facebook saying he noticed that whenever I'm in this room that you see here, I'm in this room, I call it my office, and then, well, that's a little dizzy. Well, if you go too fast, woo. But when I'm in this room, I call it my office, and then the other room I was in the beginning of last week, I called my study. I do that for a purpose. This room here is actually a room I have at our church that I consider my office. I do a lot of the business from our church out of, where I take most of my phone calls, send most of my emails, write my letters, just the ministry work I've got to do. My study is actually located in my home. That's the place where I shut the door and still away with God and pray. And I try to separate those two areas. I think it's important to do that. I think it's important for a church to know that a pastor has his office and he has his study. When he's in his study, he needs to be left alone. He needs to be given time to pray and talk to God, get a hold of the Lord. And if he's in his office, then obviously he could take a phone call or an email or something like that. So I'm in my office this morning. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so as long as everything works out correctly, most day I'll be in my study. It's going to be a busy week, we already know. Today I've got a lunch appointment with one of our members. Tomorrow I'll study most of the day, but at 2 o'clock I have a meeting with our trustees. On Wednesday morning, I'm meeting with our new associate pastor of preaching, trying to get our schedules connected and combined and ready to go when he gets here in April. Thursday, there's 2 or 3 things going on Thursday. I don't remember all of them, but Thursday is a big day. Friday is pretty slow. I don't think there's much going on. Saturday, I have an ordination service to go to for a former preacher who was in our church. And so that'll be a good day. And so I try to work Sunday through Thursday and take Friday and Saturday off. Technically, according to scriptures, that's the weekend anyway. Sunday is the first day of the week, we know out of the book of Acts. And so I try to pour everything I have into my people on Sunday while they're here. And love on them, counsel them, shepherd them, preach to them. I pour everything I have into my preaching. And then I'm either in my office or my study Monday through Thursday. And I try to take Friday, Saturday off if I can. But of course, with ministry, you just never know what's going to happen from week to week. So I think this Friday, as long as everything stays the same, it's going to be pretty slow, which is good. Last week was packed. So I need a day to kind of rest a little bit, my mind and my body. So just look forward to a great week. It's Monday morning. Let's roll, baby.
Okay, so me and Max and Molly just got back from a little walk around the church. We made a couple laps and let Max stretch his legs. And Kinley and Ches are on their second subject at least. Ches might be a little farther. I know Kinley's on math right now. And I'm going to go down and do some more laundry. We're just getting it done. So we just got a call from our friend Shy, and she might be having baby Kara today. Oh, she's calling her doctor. I said to insist on being seen and let them check you. So baby Kara might be coming today on Candace's birthday, her Gigi's birthday. So I'm so excited for Shy. I know she's afraid. It's a scary thing, but it's so exciting. We are thrilled. So I was getting ready to make supper, and I pull out this package of orange chicken I got from Sam's, and it clearly says on the box 4 meals. 4 meals. But they lied. You get 2 meals. You get 2 packs of rice and 2 things of chicken. If it was 4 meals, you would say, okay, I'll have rice today. Only rice. Tomorrow I'll have the chicken. The next day I might have chicken. The next day I might have rice. But there's just 2 full meals. Somebody needs to fix this. Okay, so Shy did not have baby Kara today. She will make her appearance when she's ready, but we're all ready to see her. So I'll keep you guys updated on when she finally gets here and see if Shy and Zach, there's my timer for supper, see if Shy and Zach will let us film her a little bit when she's born. Kopi, are you ready to go home? Are you going to go home? Say bye-bye. Can you wave bye-bye? Good. Well, can you blow a kiss? That's good. Okay, so last night I watched a makeup tutorial and I got super inspired, and this morning I was just like gonna do some simple makeup. I'm wearing a t-shirt and jeans, and it turned out like this, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to change clothes and do my hair because this is not matching my face. So my face got a little bold, that's my point this morning. Kitchen now, and I got my hair done finally, and I'm just cleaning up the counters because somebody emptied out somebody emptied out the last bit of Captain Crunch, and crumbs went everywhere, and they didn't stick around to clean it up. So I'm gonna clean that up. Kopi's showing his belly, and we're just gonna get the kitchen cleaned up and get this sweet little baby some toys out.
Hey guys, good Tuesday morning. I am here in my study today and going to spend some time just looking into the Word of God. I've already got some of my materials laid out here, as you can see. Of course, got the Word of God. Can't get in the Word of God without the Word of God. Warren Wiersbe study book. I love reading after Dr. Wiersbe. Of course, got my computer notes, started on some sermon prep here. And so I think it's going to be a great day of studying. I'm actually right in the middle of studying my sermon for Sunday morning, God willing. I'm preaching on the subject, what do you do when you run out of answers? We're doing the Bible project in our church. You may hear music in the background here. I love studying, listening to music. Oftentimes I study, listen to classical music. I don't know why, but I just like to listen to it. But let me turn it down a little bit here. But we're doing what we're calling the Bible Project in our church this year, basically as a church family reading through the Bible together. So at the beginning of every month, we get a calendar to know what to read. Every day we're reading some passages out of the Old Testament, some passages out of the New Testament. And then what I do every Sunday is take a passage from the week we just read and preach a sermon from it. And we may look at a specific character in the scriptures, or we may look at just a specific verse. But this coming Sunday, I believe we're going to be looking basically at the last few chapters of Job, chapters 40, 41, and 42. Prior to those chapters, God has asked Job some questions about the universe, and Job couldn't answer them. And then in these last few chapters, God asked him questions about two beasts. And that's been the great debate forever. He asked him about Behemoth and Leviathan. Are they dinosaurs? Was God referring to a hippopotamus or a crocodile? And so we're going to be answering those questions Sunday. I'm not going to answer them here. So if you want to know the answer, come Sunday to Black Oak in Clinton. Or if you don't live near Clinton, we've got a YouTube page for our church, Black Oak Baptist Church. Just search it here on YouTube and you can find it. And so let's get to rolling with this study. Alright guys, so I've been studying here for a while in Job, and I mentioned to you earlier about the two beasts that God mentions to Job, one in chapter 40, one in chapter 41. In chapter 40, he mentions Behemoth around verse number 15. He said, "Now behold Behemoth." And then in chapter 41, God begins to talk to Job about Leviathan. And I told you, there's been great debates on what these beasts are. Or what they were, even. Again, some people think that it may be referring to some kind of dinosaur. Some may think it's referring to what we know now as like a hippopotamus or a crocodile or something like that. Either way, I don't want you to get so caught up on the actual animal. God's point was to us is not to really focus on the creation he's speaking about. His point to Job and his point to us is to point out his point of him. Don't get so caught up on creation, but the creator. God's trying to tell Job, Job, I created these things, and if I create these things, I can do all things. So it's not about the power of the beast, it's about the power of God. And so maybe you're going through something today or this week, and you just need a reminder that your God is all powerful. If he can create the world that we know, and even the worlds we don't know, the galaxies that we've never even seen or been in, I'm sure he can take care of my problems and your problems. So be encouraged today. He's still on the throne. He's still God. He's still in control. Praise him.